Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are. It's my morning. So, my predictions for the US elections is this. You're in deep trouble either way you go. But Donald Trump is the better of the evils. I like his running mate JD Vance. He's young, he's educated, he's well spoken. Uh, on the other side, nothing but lies, right? As you see, mainstream media in Canada, especially Canada, CTV, there, oh, it's neck and neck race. I don't see it that way. It's pretty bad when you have an incumbent like Kamala Harris going on shows and they shut off the live chats. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, I'm here early. I'm in the parking lot, Jake. Get shit ready. Uh, Donald Trump saying, "Oh, the media, whatever." There's bulletproof glass between him and mainstream media, and that's too bad because they could take the bullets more or less, right? I think it's pretty funny. A lot of people don't, but it is what it is, right? You don't get a good feeling. Well, the cheat's going to be in. I do believe that. On both sides, there's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff. People say, "Oh, are they going to go into civil war?" I highly doubt it, and the reason why is because everybody's comfortable. Do you want to give up your house? Do you want to give up your livelihood? Do you want to give up your life, more or less? And the majority of Americans will not do that. Period. And the same thing over here in Canada. It'll never happen. You might have civil war in Canada between different factions, India and the Palestinians and shit like that goes on, right? The Jewish and the Arabs, you might have, but that ain't no civil war. Period. What's up? CJ's in the house. Donna's in the house. So I just came on to do a little bit of a rant, a political rant, anyways. And the better of the two is Donald Trump by far. He's a protectionist. He wants to close the border, make things safer in America, better for the economy, this and that. The other one has no clue what's going on. They've been lying the whole time. Joe Biden's been totally coherent. Yeah, right. Okay, 81 million people voted for him. I find that funny. Right? No wars is another one. That's great. He wants to put an end to the Ukrainian fiasco. And the Ukrainian people are actually a little afraid the next couple of days, today and tomorrow, because they don't know which way they're going to go. They should hook up an electric fence. You could build a fence, you could build a wall. People will still dig under it. People will go over it. Period. Okay. They want to stop the drugs importation at the border. Well, we're in a society today where anybody could buy a drone, and smuggle contraband using a drone. Okay, you don't need people lugging it across borders. It's coming across that way already, anyways, right? So, and if you don't think so, just go hang around the border. You'll see it. Right? There's drones everywhere. But my prediction is for Donald Trump, anyways. I'm hoping for the best. It really don't matter because he's inheriting a bigger mess than what the Joe Biden administration even could comprehend. You got a $34 trillion, $35 trillion debt over there. It's ridiculous. Something has to be done. Something's broke. It's all broken. It's broken on both sides. It's all rigged. I believe you're right, Jason, 100%. You look in BC, and I was telling my wife today, they're saying, oh, well, they may not have the counts voted in the U.S. election for maybe up to a week. Really? I think British Columbia, I'm just going to estimate, okay, when I was out there, the whole province is maybe 5 million people. The whole province. It took a week and a half for them to count the votes. It was so close of a race. They had to count the votes in EB, and with his connections to Chinese election interference and all kinds of crazy shit, he wound up winning. It was that close. 20 votes here, 15 votes there. I'm not buying it. Okay, it's rigged, 100%. And until the people do something about it, right? It's up to the people. How far will the people go is the next question, right? I'm not here to incite anything. I'm just telling you what I see and what I feel, right? And I don't feel the Canadian people. I'm talking about the Canadian people that have been born here, raised here into society. They don't have the kahunas to do what has to be done, right? And same thing in America. Now the foreigners, that's a different story. You know, they come from a third world country. I seen a nice video the other day. The guy was explaining how, and I'm one of them. I'm 54 years old. I was born in a first world country. And now I'm living in a third world country in the same country that I was born in. How is that possible? Right, so CJ's in the house. Jason, you're 100% right on that one. Paul, they should show you something, how divided the country is if those votes are actually real. Oh, and see that? It slipped. And you're right, it is divided. And that's what I'm getting to right now, right? You're going to see a little bit of civil unrest either way. If the vote goes to Kamala Harris, you're going to see civil unrest that way, and vice versa, which you always do. We've seen the last election, BLM and Antifa and the rest of the goon squad out there burning down cities and just creating havoc because the vote didn't go their way. But that was all right. You know, when you got a ex-president that's running again that says, hey, you want to riot in the streets and burn down the cities, I'm going to bring in the military. And then the left say, oh, he's going to unleash the military on the people. No, he's unleashing the military for law and order, because your police forces, their hands are tied. And you made it that way, defunding the police. Lee Monty, good to see you too. So I'm a little bit early for work. So I'm going to sit here, drink my Tim Hortons. You can steal my sunshine. You ain't going to steal my sunshine. Nobody can steal my sunshine. The only one who can steal my sunshine is me, myself, and I alone. And I'm not going to do that. I stay as happy-go-lucky as I can. I face death every day with a smile. Okay, because I smile back at death, and that's how my life goes. I had friends dropping dead every other day, right? Donnie Evans passed away yesterday. I've known him my whole life. My brother's got cancer. My mother's got cancer. One thing I learned from my poppies is nobody gets out of life alive, period. You know, I could sit there and dwell, oh, my mom's got cancer, my brother's got cancer, my buddies are dying, and be, what do we say, depressed. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. And I teach my kids, you know, someday I got to go, man. It's just the bottom line. We all got to go. So take it with a grain of salt and be the best you can in life. Live happy. That's my point anyways, right? Find happiness. I could find happiness in a 5x8 cell. I'll find happiness. You're not going to take my sunshine away, man. Nobody's gonna. Even when I go to court now, it's on the 20th. I can't believe this fiasco. 6 years on bail for a substance that's legal. Wow. And they want to do something with me. I don't know what they want to do. I'm hearing life. I'm hearing house arrest. And the crazy thing about it is, okay, if I've been on bail now for 6 years, now this is the truth. And when I get done with this next sentence anyways, we're going to add it up. But I'm only 54 years old. In 33 years of my life, 33 years of my life, I've been on some type of stipulation by the courts. Let it be bail, probation, house arrest, or prison for cannabis. 33 years of my life. That's insane. I might hold the record. And the remarkable thing is, I never had a breach. I've never breached a bail condition or a probation order or missed an appointment here or done this or that. Uh, I missed a few good days. When you go to jail, you do 2/3 of your time instead of the full thing. So 2/3, so you get a third of it as good time spent. And if you're a good boy, you get out early. It's been a couple times where, I got 60 days for an ounce of green, and I ended up spending the whole 60 days, right? There was no 2/3 for me because things were a little heated up in there that time, and, I'm only there for 60 days anyway, so 45 days or 60 days really didn't matter to me at that time, right? So I'll stick around. Hello from London, Ontario, Tina. Yeah, so this my predictions from what I see, and I watch a lot of media, man, a lot of social media. Now, the mainstream media got this election pegged at 50-50. It's so even, it's crazy. But if you go on even YouTube or well, Rumble's a little different, but YouTube, I don't see any of that. The polls are not in favor of Kamala Harris at all, right? But the mainstream media, on the other hand, wow, they might be the biggest threat to society is propaganda, fake news. And don't tell me it don't happen. You look at the CBC, you look at the CTV, you look at global news over here in Canada. They're all bought and paid for by who? By our tax dollars. And that shit's got to stop. We're paying for this garbage? Not me. I don't want to pay for it anymore. So I'm not going to sit here and say in Canadian politics, Poilievre is the Messiah. He's going to change everything. That's not going to happen. And don't believe that for a second. It's all in the wording. When somebody says axe the tax, he's not getting rid of the tax. He's going to axe it, slash it. It's going to go from 23% to 13%. Every politician since I've been alive, since the GST and the HST and the SHIT tax came around, every one of them's platformed on getting rid of the tax. The GST or the HST or the SHIT. Now it's a carbon tax. And guess what? We're still here with all those taxes. Those taxes never went anywhere. It's a cash cow. So I hope Poilievre does something, right? Because if he fails and he don't commit to what he says, we're in a big, big problem here in Canada. Right? Yeah, it is a distraction, man. All of it is. So I'm going to be all over social media for the next 48 hours. That's for sure. You'll be catching me in all kinds of crazy chat rooms. And I say whatever I want freely. Some people's channels, they don't allow the word. Some words that I like to say a lot, right? Like even hemp rope. Oh, you'll get banned. There's only one channel out there that'll do that. You guys know what I'm talking about, where it is. But hey, there's other channels out there that laugh because it's funny. I'm not the guy who's going to go around with hemp rope and do this and that. I'm just saying some people do need it, right? They could do it themselves because they are doing it to themselves in the end, right? You look at them and what they tell you is not even close. Man, I like that Vichy, but I don't trust any of them, right? But I like watching her when she's grilling politicians and they're lying and she's calling them on their bullshit. It's pretty funny, but you got to be careful because Vichy's got an agenda too. Okay, from where she CTV, Vichy, and her agenda is political 100%. And we always wind up with these people. Pamela Wallen, she worked for CBC, I think it was. Mike Duffy, another mainstream journalist. There's a bunch of them. Christina Freeland. Okay, these guys were mainstream journalists. They were just giving you the story, and either they wind up in the Senate or they wind up deputy prime minister. How is that possible? right? We've had a number over the years, and conservatives are just as bad as liberals when it comes down to it, by appointing these people they're nobodies, because they tell the story that they want. They want to look good. So I do believe Vichy's got other aspirations besides CTV, and we're going to see what it is, right? Lee Monty. Yeah, hope everybody's having a good day. Just relax, chill out, sit back, grab the popcorn, because now is when the show begins. The real show. We'll be going live some way, somehow tomorrow of the polling and the elections and everything else. I think Jake the Gamer there, he's got everything all set up. And we're going to be watching it. And I'll be around till about 4 o'clock in the morning out there in the virtual world, watching somewhere from someone's platform, commenting. And most of you guys that are in with us, it starts off, what is it? What's up, Canada? At 7 o'clock p.m. What's up, Canada, over on Rumble. And then Dean Ryan at 9 o'clock. And then Shadow Davis at 9, Dean Ryan at 10, and Average Joe Patriot at 11. And he runs till about 4 in the morning every night. And that's how my night goes, right? And I watch a lot of other things in between. I don't miss a beat. And I shouldn't. And neither should you. Stay informed. Get your information from everywhere. Don't get it from just one person. And because he says this and that, go out there, search yourself, and get the information that is out there for you, right? It's out there for the grabbings. You just got to grab it. But the conspiracy theories and all that crap, it seems like a lot of them came true, eh? So they weren't conspiracy theories. They were what they are, and they always will be. Right? So don't believe what people are saying. Oh, we're going to go on the full civil war. It's the end of the U.S. and this and that. It's not going to happen. Just because people like the way that they live. Do they like to eat steak? Because if you go into a civil war, watch what happens to the food chain. You like a roof over your head? Go into civil war, watch what happens to the roof over your head. You think the price of gas is bad now? Go into a civil war, watch the price of fuel. And that's going to happen on both sides of the border. But then again, when you got people out there like Klaus Schwab saying you'll have nothing and you'll like it, a lot of people are already there. You got the people living in tents. I seen an interview with somebody the other day, and they're living in tents, and winter is coming in Canada. It's inevitable. We're in November now, and they're not ready to be living in tents. But they have nowhere to go. They could go to a shelter, but they don't believe the shelters are worse, dangerous for them, right? So they feel more comfortable living in a tent. And I'm watching the interview going, wow. They have nothing. And do they like it? No. So they're already there, right? And there's a whole community of people like that already, right? So stay tuned, guys. It's going to get greasier, a lot greasier on the political field. We'll call it the political battleground because that's what it is. And 48 hours from now, we should know, right? And they're saying, oh, Texas could go blue, from red to blue. I highly doubt that, but we're going to see what it's like down in Texas. Be the arrow, the dudes in the house. Get some fishing done, man. That's another thing. If you don't know how to hunt and fish, you may be going hungry soon. So get to it. Go on YouTube, learn how to hunt, learn how to fish, learn how to change a tire. Do what you got to do. I got to get to work. I got to do what I got to do because I still got a job and I'm obligated to it. Ciao, guys.